So the Chris Rock stand-up video has come out. It's been released on Netflix for almost about a week now. We got the Oscars coming up this weekend, and of course, everybody and their mama are weighing in with their opinions. And honestly, after going through social media and going through the comments, I don't know why I expected much more. Because once again, it's just showing that y'all really just hate white people. So I guess that's where we're gonna start. Can we talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
A fucking vibe, a natural high. Put the fucking tools in the air when I arrive. Don't act surprised, be down to ride. When you see me come alive. Put the fucking tools in the air when I arrive.
What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chat 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 Chi Chi. And listen, bitch, I did a video a couple of days ago of the whole Chris Rock situation, and I kind of gave my opinion. Well, I definitely gave my fucking opinion on everything as it pertains to Chris Rock, and I'm about to call him Chris Brown, as it pertains to Chris Rock, as it pertains to Will Smith, and as it pertains to Jada Pinkett Smith. And I thought once I spoke on it, that was gonna be the end of it, but no, y'all bitches just keep on talking and keep on giving y'all opinion, and a lot of y'all are loud and wrong. And like I said in the intro, I really do feel like a lot of times when these situations happen and it's a lot of chit chatter, I feel like, first of all, I feel like there's multiple things are true. I feel like a lot of people just love to be offended, love to be wrong, love to be loud and wrong, love to be offended at the fact that they're loud and wrong. And I also feel like a lot of people just love playing victim, especially when it comes to a situation where white people are involved, right? Now, with this situation, the reason why I bring up white people is because apparently, and honestly, I never really noticed it until this whole Oscars debate. I'd never noticed it before. I could have sworn Chris Rock was up there with the Martin Lawrences and the Eddie Murphys, and everybody hates Chris. Like, maybe I was living under a rock, but especially after this whole slap Will at the Oscars thing, it's like suddenly everybody's just like, oh, well, Chris is a coon and he panders to white people and this, that, and the third. And that's a whole conversation in itself. And we will kind of touch on and dabble in that conversation within this one. But I really need for people to just oh my god. I just need for people to just live, right? I feel like there are a lot of things that kind of just live in people's minds rent free, and I really don't understand why like certain things and certain topics and certain people are taking up so much fucking real estate in your mind. Like it must be miserable to walk through every day holding such feelings and such vitriol and venom and just hate within your heart for I I don't get it. I don't get it, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Okay. So I was scrolling on the motherfucking shade room, okay, looking for topics to talk about, right? And I came across this post by, the Shade Room, and it says social media users discuss Chris Rock's jokes about Jada Pinkett Smith and Meghan Markle in latest comedy special. Now, immediately when I saw this, obviously, like I raised my eyebrow to it or whatever, because like clearly I talked about the Chris Brown. I talked about the Chris Rock special or whatever, but then at the same time, I'm looking at it like, oh yeah, Meghan Markle, he did mention something about her. So I'm like, okay, let me see what everybody else gonna give, right? Because even though I'm usually far left with my opinion and I usually am not with the status quo, and it's not that I purposely try to go against the status quo. It's just that usually the status quo is stupid. Okay, niggas, you think you know what you're talking about, but you don't. A lot of bandwagon thought, a lot of thought with not much real thought or energy put into it, just kind of just going with what's being out there and clinging to it instead of forming your own thought. Like, and so I purposely make sure that whenever I form opinions about situations, I gather all the details before I really go in. And so Meghan Markle is one of those controversial topics that I feel like, listen, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. She didn't turn black until she married that nigga. Okay. She did not turn black until she married the prince. Okay. Y'all can say what y'all want, but she did not turn black until she married the prince, right? And so every time I see Meghan Markle, I always see her and I'm just like, oh, the white woman, yeah, that married the prince that suddenly became black because, 1%. Like, yeah. And so after I saw this post and then I read through the first comment, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Let's go ahead and do a video on this. Let's go ahead and do a video on this, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it, right? So it says, ooh, looks like Chris Rock got the people talking. Social media users are discussing the jokes Chris made about Jada Pinkett Smith and Meghan Markle during his recent comedy special. Thoughts, roommates? Now, as you can see my black ass right here as the first #1 post. Okay. I said Megan became black after marrying a prince. Let's start there, okay? And y'all gonna stop thinking that your skin color or your gender makes you exempt from getting that work. Don't nobody give a damn that you black or a black woman, okay? Smoke is smoke. My God, people need to stop running to those two things to evade accountability. And you know what? I said what the fuck I said. I said what the fuck I said. It's like every time something happens, it's like, oh, you're doing this to a black woman. You're doing this to a black man. You're doing like, and it's like, can y'all stop? Like, y'all literally use gender and race as buzzwords. And it's crazy because in 2023, it's become so trendy to be like, oh, that Karen, that da da da. And this is where we start crossing over into coon territory, and then motherfuckers think I'm a coon. So be it. But it's like in 2023, we call out the Karens of the world, and as we should. Let's keep doing that. Call them out. They are terrorists. Okay, call them out. And do not confuse what I'm saying, because I'm not saying that there is a black equal version to that. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm somewhere dancing around that and saying like there are things that we do that I just wish we would stop. And it's become trendy to the point of like a Karen. And it's like, we have to be able to call out each other. We have to be able to first of all, we have to be able to hold a conversation with one another without bringing up race and gender. We just have to, right? You call a woman out for doing something, and it's like, why are you a black man inside of a black woman's business? Like, why are you minding this black woman's business after all that black women go through and black women have it the hardest and da 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 da. Why are you in this black woman's business? Look at you trying to tear two black women out. Like, can we stop doing that? Can we stop doing that? And again, I'm not trying to say it's like the black version of being a Karen. That's not what I'm trying to say. But there is something there to where you get called out for something, you automatically resort to a specific type of behavior, a specific type of speech pattern every time. What you want to call that, I don't know. But there's definitely something there. And it's a trend. Again, a man can be asking a woman a question and holding her accountable, right? Let's say that 5 girls went into the beauty supply store and stole hair out of the goddamn store. If a man asks a question and they don't want to answer it, then it's like, not you in a black woman's business. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. And the reason what made me bring up all of this was because, like I said, I noticed the first motherfucking comment. Let's go ahead and go back to it. Because the Shade Room always going to post the post that, And so the first motherfucking comment said, Chris Rock called Jada Pinkett Smith a bitch and said Meghan Markle played the race card, punching down on black women. Clownery. First of all, that's not black women. That's black woman and a half. Okay? That's a black woman and a half. Okay? Or black woman and maybe 1/4 of one. Okay? Or black woman and then one that just recently came out the closet is one. But that's not black women. Not with an E, baby. Maybe change that E to a 1.4, okay? A 0.25, a decimal point, okay? A math, a fraction, something. But we're, first of all, to sit here and look at Meghan Markle and then think that she is black women, like she represents black women. Like, I don't look at Meghan Markle and think Oprah. I don't look at fucking Meghan Markle and think hair grease. I do not look at Meghan Markle and think Aunt Jemima, okay? I do not look at Meghan Markle and think Black History Month, okay? I don't. That is a white woman. That is a white passing woman that has literally been white passing and benefited from being white passing. And listen, I'm not even that's not even my book. I'll let y'all have all of that. I don't get into, that's not my bag to talk about who passing and privilege. I don't get into all of that. But when we start getting delusional, I have to. Okay, when we start getting delusional, I have to start getting into all of that because it's like, what black women? I see Jada Pinkett Smith and then I see Megan. Her name is Megan. Let's start there. Okay? Let's start there. Okay? But aside from that, aside from Miss Markle, okay, come on. What black person you know with the name Mark? We're not going to get canceled with that. Listen. But aside from that, it's like, why do we do that? Well, not we, because I don't do that dumb shit. Why do y'all do that? And here's my thing, because we're gonna make a separate video about it as well, because when y'all ask these questions, y'all black asses be on black ass platforms asking these black questions. Like, why is it that I only learn about black people when I go to BET? Why is it that I'm always hearing about the struggle and what black people go through and Black Lives Matter and all that when I go to BET? I don't tune into BET and the VH1s and the black channels and the own networks to constantly hear about the blackest. Like, I do not do that. Take that shit to the E Network. Take that shit to the Hallmark Channel. Take that shit to Sci-Fi, where motherfuckers who don't know about the black experience could use a lesson or two, or could hear about it, right? But I don't tune into BET to hear about the black experience because I'm black and I know what it is. Like, why do we do that? Why do we fucking do that? It's like you will literally put on any episode of Cocktails with Queens on Fox Soul. Every fucking Monday, you got the old lady sitting there, and I like the show. Them aunties, but they are problematic, okay? They will sit there and be like, "What was me?" Because there's a black woman in America. Why is a black woman? Da, 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 da. Why are you asking other black people? Am I the only one that's tired? Like, this is the same content that's being pumped out since I was like 8 years old. Why is it 2023 and we still asking the same dumbass questions? And it just gives off trauma bonding. Like, I don't tune into a black network to hear about the black experience 24/7. I don't want to hear what was me. I don't want to hear how hard it is as a black woman. I don't want to hear, no, stop. Like, can we stop? Because when we're talking to each other about this, it's trauma bonding. Because what is it solving? It's not solving anything. Okay, take that. See, look, even my foundation, man, it flew on the floor. Okay. Take that shit over there to a network that needs to hear about it, right? So I don't know. It's a lot of weird shit that motherfuckers be doing. But okay, let's go ahead and get back into these comments, right? So he said punching down on black women, but I already told you how I feel about that. Okay, moving it along. Everyone talk about Chris Rock's performance and can't get over the Jada and Megan diss. Wait. Everybody's talking about Chris Rock's performance and can't get over the Jada and Megan diss. Prove this point about selective outrage. That's written a little weird, but she right. He's talking to everyone. Democrats, Republicans, younger generations, to baby boomers, whites, and blacks. He called white people crackers on national television, but y'all not talking about that though. And y'all not. Y'all not. Y'all not. It's selective outrage. And I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had a word for y'all, just like I'm sure there's a word for me. Like, I know I'm gonna be getting called a coon in the future. Because listen, when you don't agree with the black status quo, then you are a coon. You're going against the people. But there has to be a word for y'all other than ignorant, because I agree with this last comment that this girl said. Like, he literally called out everybody, but you, with your selective hearing, only heard one piece of the story, and everybody is like, protect Jada, protect Jada, protect Jada. Like I said in the last goddamn video, what the fuck are y'all protecting? Jada literally cheated. Well, I'm not even going to say cheated, because they clearly had some type of open relationship or whatever. But the point is that Jada did her entanglements, got Will involved, interview him on a show. Granted, nobody put a bullet to his head or anything like that, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, because when y'all women are in abusive ass relationships and we ask, did he have a gun to your head? Okay, what made you stay in a relationship getting your ass beat? Then you want to, oh, well, it's me, and you want everybody to hear your story and see your side, or you tell people to stay out of a black woman's business, or talk about how hard it is as a black woman in America. But when it comes to this black man and this situation, then we want to be like, oh, well, nobody made him okay, inadvertently bringing up his masculinity, which is you see how it's all connected. You see how it's all connected. But I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of it, and we won't talk about it right now. Right the fuck now, because I do not like the fact that everybody just keeps looking over Jada's part in everything, and everybody's trying to turn this into a Chris has been bullying Jada for years. Like, nobody is going around just bullying a motherfucker. And second, what makes y'all think that we know all the information, that we privy to all the information? Like, y'all think that only the things that have only happened publicly, like there can't be shit that's happening off stage? Because niggas is like, oh, well, this happened at the 2016 Oscars, and and it's like, who's to say nothing happened backstage, or a text wasn't sent, or a friend of a friend didn't mention something to a friend of a friend? Like, y'all don't know the chain of fucking events. Like, y'all getting so invested, like y'all actually know what the fuck is going on, and y'all are rallying to protect this woman for whatever fucking reason. Y'all don't even fuck with Jada like that. Like, we're not gonna sit here and keep acting like Jada is not the same person who was sitting here sucking Tupac's dick dry ever since the nigga disappeared. Like, we not gonna act like, come on. She has not been playing Will for a simp all of this goddamn time. And now all of a sudden we want to raise and rally beyond Jada and raise her up as this queen. And this, like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's the blatant bullshit for me. And it's not real. It's not real, because first of all, y'all aren't even checking for Jada like that. You never have been. At the very most, we respected Will and Jada because they were couple goals for black people. Since all y'all know is struggle love, they were couple goals, right? Okay, but aside from that, motherfuckers wasn't checking for her. Every time she mentioned Tupac, niggas cringe. Every time there was a red table talk discussion, niggas cringe. But you know what? Now we're in 2023, and it's become so trendy to, as a black woman, and protect the black woman, and da 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 da. And y'all can suck my motherfucking dick. Kiss my ass with the bullshit. Kiss my ass with the bullshit. With the motherfucking bullshit, with the quickness. But let's go ahead and keep going. So another comment that says, so Chris Rock's weak ass. First of all, why he got to be weak? See, there we go with that. There we go with that tit for tat and that. Right? There we go. Because if I said Jada with her bald ass, Jada with her small titty ass, then it's, oh, you body shaming. Oh, she can't get pregnant. Or, oh, then y'all want to attach a phobia, or you want to attach a social justice movement or problem to it. But you get the right to call Chris weak and attack his sexuality? Because we're not going to act like you're not talking about weak like in a line of defense, like we about to send his ass out to the Navy and the military. No, bitch, you know what you were implying. You know what the fuck you're implying. But let's go ahead. Let's go back to the motherfucking comment. So Chris Rock's weak ass decided to go in on Megan, Duchess of Sussex, girl, I don't know what the fuck that means, and kept up his already 20 years of attacking, so now it's 20? Okay. Continuing his cooning trend of attacking black, in parentheses, biracial women. Never doubted you for a second, Will. First of all, can we go back? Let's read them last two things again. So Chris Rock's weak ass decided to go in on Megan and kept up his already 20 years of attacking Jada. Continuing his cooning trend of attacking black, in quotations, biracial women. Never doubted you for a second, Will, but then mind you, look at her goddamn icon. Baby, all you got to do is do a quick Google search of who Will has been messing around with, during their time of having this open marriage. Like, so what are y'all really protecting? What are y'all really standing up for? But okay. Let's keep it going. Let's keep going. I'm seeing all these think pieces about what Chris Rock said, but he isn't saying anything new. I love Meghan Markle, but surely she knew that the royal family was racist before she married into that family. And everyone was teasing Will on Twitter about Jada. Oh. Finally, somebody with fucking common sense. We're not going to protect black women out of this shit. We're not doing that. And y'all get on. Oh my God. Because I really want to go in and go off and let half, but ooh. We're not about to protect black women. We're not using that to evade accountability, because everybody been dragging Jada for years, considering her history with Tupac and the way that she been making Will look like a simp. Everybody has. I love the way that shit happens, and then y'all try to rewrite history like the shit didn't just happen a couple of years ago. Please. Like I said in the other video, it's like we waited like the entire year leading up to the slap. There was interview after interview after interview because Will had a book coming out, and they kept releasing more and more information, and everybody on social media, like it was literally unanimous. Everybody on social media was like, oh, you can keep this. We don't need to hear about this. Oh, you're talking too much. You're spilling too much tea, this, that, and the third. But now it's protect black women. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Please. Was Meghan Markle protecting black women when she was living as a white one? Let me ask. I want to know. I want to know. My God. Let's keep going. Forever on Will Smith's side in this. It's not comedy to target Jada for 20 years. Target that couple repeatedly. I know they are annoying, overshare, and have questionable boundaries. Okay. Let's stop right there. It's not comedy to target Jada for 20 years, target that couple repeatedly. I know they are annoying, overshare, and have questionable boundaries. Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But Chris Rock is an unsufferable jerk. Wait, Chris Rock is an unsufferable jerk who mocks black women and does menstrual. Okay. What black women did Chris Rock beef with other than Jada? What black women? When did this become a black women issue? You see how y'all listen, because I've been calling it out in the last, and look, as I'm looking at my TV, it's saying Black Stories promote Black History Month. Girl, it's March. All this shit just be fake to me. And I know people won't call me a coon. I don't care. But it's fake. It's fake. It's selective outrage. It's fake. Like it's like you can't live and breathe and go a day unless you are attached to some sort of struggle or something that's making you upset. And I just don't understand how people wake up and live to be frustrated. It's like if there's nothing pissing you off, if you don't go on a blog and see the Kardashian doing something that's gonna make you upset and throw your whole day off, then your whole fucking day is off, period. Like, I don't get it. I do not get it. When did Chris making a joke to Jada become a black women thing? How the fuck did I get in it? How the fuck did I get in this situation? When the fuck did this become a social justice movement? Can we just call it what the fuck it is? Some of y'all need fucking therapy. Stop waking up and attaching yourself to every goddamn trauma and every fucking situation out there because you want that toxic shit. That toxic shit gives you a reason to wake up and live and breathe and gives you something to fucking look forward to. And when you're sitting here on these fucking blogs, leaving your little comments on the shade room and shit, it makes your fucking day to be able to trauma bond with somebody else because you finally feel seen and you feel like your emotions are fucking valid, and they are not. I'm sorry, they are not. And they're not just going to be validated simply because you are a woman or black or a black woman. Sometimes some of the shit you're saying or doing is bullshit. Like, right the fuck now. We're not going to sit and make this whole Jada Pinkett Smith. This is not a black issue. This is not a black women issue. So those of y'all that keep trying to attach race to this shit, outside of them being at the fucking Oscars, which is clearly white, because, hello, outside of that, this is not a fucking race issue. This is not a black women issue. This is not a protect black women issue. This is not a Black Lives Matter issue. God, y'all are fucking frustrating. My God. And draining. I remember watching that black hair documentary and how it mocked black women's choices and processing their hair, weaving weaves and wigs while totally ignoring history and relation black women have with their hair in the deepest racist country. And I remember how it made me feel. Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that for a second, because I too remember when that shit came out, and it was called Good Hair. And it wasn't Chris throwing daggers. See, this is what the fuck I mean. This is what I mean when y'all ignorant ass, traumatic ass bitches who do not go to fucking therapy and deal with your shit. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. And this is the reason. This is the reason why it's just like I need to be online and speaking and using my voice and my platform as much as possible. Because the problem is that you have people commenting this bullshit. You have people tweeting this bullshit. You have people on TikTok talking about this bullshit. You have people that get online and create a whole YouTube channel promoting this bullshit. And everybody develops a fucking platform to where this toxicity and this ignorant way of thinking is duplicated and multiplied, and it just injects the community to where other people start thinking this way, and they're like, oh yeah, and it's like, no, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, because now all of a sudden we want to sit here and place shit that has been going on forever. Like, we want to place all of that on Chris Rock. Chris Rock came out with a movie called Good Hair to call out the black community and how we viewed hair between good hair and bad hair and wavy hair and curly hair and what all of that fucking meant. And I remember specifically because Raven was in the goddamn movie, and I used to be obsessed with Raven and Sierra growing up. And that's why I tuned into the goddamn movie to specifically see Raven, right? And so this movie was literally to call out black people in our views on fucking hair. Like, don't sit and try. And matter of fact, this shit came out like 2008, 2009, something like that. Y'all bitches ain't started rocking that you hair like that until 2014. And I know that for a motherfucking fact because I was one of the motherfucking people that helped launch the fucking natural hair care movement, right? Right? Doing crochet braids and I'm not saying that motherfuckers wasn't wearing natural hair before, but it didn't become a fad. It didn't become a thing. It did not become trendy until 2014. Before that, motherfuckers was getting you sewing parts and wigs and weaves, and motherfuckers was not rocking their hair like that. In 2014, 2015, there was a huge natural hair fucking movement that took over YouTube, and that really helped people start getting comfortable with their hair and knowing that it's okay and to love your hair and type 4, type C, type 3. That's how I started YouTube, because I was a part of all of that movement. Okay? So miss me with the fucking bullshit. We're not gonna sit here and try to rewrite history and act like, oh, Chris Rock is the reason why. Not even saying that you said that Chris Rock is the reason why, but we're not gonna sit here and act like black people weren't always toxic when it came to hair and ignorant ways of thinking. That's the reason why he made the fucking film. But now you got a problem with him because of what's going on with Jada, and now you want to twist history, and now you want to say, oh, it's his fault, and try to. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Black male comedians globally are the only racial group that punch down and mock women of their own race for their looks, their mannerisms, their relationships, and how they work, even how they were raised. And it's time to call it out. No, it's time to call out how we can call out everybody, but what we're not going to keep doing is making it seem like it's just black men, and black women don't do shit. We not going, like, because in one hand we could be like, okay, there's no fathers in the home, okay, and then they left out there to the streets, and then the streets is raising them. The lone I'm all over the place because I'm trying to mind my words. I'm gonna just say this: it's 2023, and y'all gonna keep going through the same fucking shit as long as you continue to keep moving the same way, keep saying the same things that you've been saying for 20 fucking years, and it's gonna be no result. It's just gonna keep getting worse. All the problems wrong in this world are not due to white people and not due to black men. At some point, take accountability. Please take accountability. Okay? Because a lot of homophobia does not start with a black man. I thought they wasn't even in the house. So make it make sense. Make it like, if fathers aren't in the households, and who raising these toxic ass children? Right. And we could say, yeah, eventually at some age, it's like, okay, the father ain't in the house. And so, the kids, they go out into the streets as the lone wolves they are, and then the streets raise them. And okay, yeah. But like, there's still some accountability there on both sides. And we're not going to keep doing this whole black women are exempt from everything and everything is the black man's fault. No, there's accountability on both sides. There's accountability on both sides. And just because you are black or a black woman does not mean that you have to be offended because black women be called out about something. Baby, you throw a rock into a crowd of dogs, the only one that's going to holler is the one that got hit. So if it don't apply, let that shit fucking fly. You could be like, oh, that ain't me. But yeah, some bitches do be tripping. But now it's like one bitch gets called out, then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's protect black women, stay out of black women's business, and now we all affected. No, baby, you getting called out. That's you and your situation. That's you and your tea. That ain't got nothing to do with me. This not a whole black women movement. So I don't like that shit. I don't fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with that shit. And black, to sit here and say black male comedians globally, because now we're bringing into the conversation the Martin Lawrence with the shenane, the blame it on Quays, and the like, girl, can you? The reason why niggas do that is not to attack women. It's because men are boring. There's nothing funny about a man. There's a reason why we don't have real house husbands. Like, women are the ones that are emotional, that are a lot more theatric, whereas a nigga is just gonna pay the bills and fuck bitches, and that's it. It's nothing to pull from there. Nothing to pull from there. And let's look at fucking society. Yeah, niggas turn up, niggas will fight and do that, this, that, and the third, but they'll be over in 2 seconds. It's women that keep the goddamn shit going. It's women that keep the goddamn shit going. That wanna, I'm gonna beat that bitch ass and I'm gonna suck my nigga dick, but if I find that bitch sucking my nigga dick too, I'm gonna fuck her up. Like, y'all do all of that. Niggas don't be doing all that. That's what I mean. Accountability. But no, we live in a I hate men world. Okay. How far has that got y'all? Blah, blah, blah. I hate this type of famous black man. Let's go back to the screen. Blah, blah, blah. I hate this type of famous black man. Dave Chappelle, Kanye, not Chris Rock, who believes that being a contrarian is trendy. All he did was prove he hates black women. Again, when did this become a black women thing? Yeah, especially when Chris Rock hyped up numerous black women in the show. Beyonce, Serena Williams, his own daughters, etc. Looks like you are proving his point about selective outrage. Again, when the fuck did this become about all black women? Y'all bitches need a nap and some therapy. Sick of y'all hoes. Let's keep going. Chris Rock punching down on black women again. How many times y'all gonna say this? How many times y'all gonna say this? How many times y'all gonna say this? It's like when y'all go out into the streets and y'all yell, no justice, no peace. And then be surprised when we don't get no justice and no peace. Words are fucking powerful. How many times y'all going you like it, literally? I feel like because first of all, I can get super deep with it, but the demographic I'm probably talking to, because look at what I'm talking about. I don't know if everybody gonna get it, but I believe in collective consciousness and all of that. But there's something to be said when something happens and one person says something, and then everybody it's just like copy and paste. Like, you know how you be on Twitter or you on Facebook or Instagram and then you see a joke that you know you heard somewhere else, but now you see like 2 or 3 people going viral but for the same exact tweet. That's how it be with a lot of these hot takes. It's like if you have not been paying attention this entire time, I've read at least 3 fucking tweets from 3 different people. One person says punching down on black women, and now that's the narrative. It's like one person says it, and then boom, that's what we running with, everybody. Everybody, that's what we running with. That's what we running with. Come on, let's get mad. That's what we running with. And now everybody's adopting that same fucking narrative, and it's not that. Like, words are fucking powerful. He's not punching down on anybody but Jada. It's not a black women thing. So please stop attaching me to that, because that's not reality. That's not real. Do not attach me in that bullshit. But let's go back. Chris Rock punching down on black women again is unsurprising, and the support he is getting for it is even less so. Very telling he doesn't feel comfortable fighting in front of folks, but he profits and relishes in denigrating and humiliating black women. But see, if I go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago, that probably riled a few people up when I was talking about how father's not in the home, but like motherfuckers still end up toxic and homophobic, and who is in the home, then I'm wrong, right? And then y'all want to argue all day. You want to argue all day about that. But yet she can sit here and say that. She can sit here and say, like, let's go back to what she said. Let's go back to what she said. Chris Rock punching down on black women again is unsurprising, and the support he is getting for it is even less so. Very telling that he doesn't feel comfortable fighting in front of folks, but he profits and relishes in denigrating and humiliating black women. So in other words, this bitch is saying, oh, you pussy. You pussy. You're coming after his masculinity, more than likely implying something with his sexuality. And so, like, what are you really fucking saying? If you break down what the fuck you talking about, what are you really saying? Are you saying that in order to be black, you gotta fight in front of people? Like, what are you really fucking saying? Again, like, y'all keep trying to twist and turn this and make this into he's shucking and jiving for white people. And I can't stand y'all bitches. I can't. What miserable fucking life do you have to just wake up and have all of this hate on your heart? And that's just the reality that you face 24/7, because it's all you think about. And it must be miserable and bitter and sad. Could it not just be, I got on stage, I told a joke based off of prior history that me and your wife have. You get up here and slap me out of nowhere. And because I'm not about to lose my job, or I'm not about to look bad because this is a professional setting where I am literally hosting, and this is a national show to where whatever's being said and whatever's being done can live on forever because we are filming. So instead of fighting you back or looking like the fucking degenerates that are out there and do make a bad name for my people as it is, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna touch you. I'm gonna make a little joke about it. And then guess what? Because I ain't get my lick back, I'm gonna get my lick back in other ways. I'm not about to fight you. No, I got too much money for that. I sue now. I sue. I don't fight. I sue. So I'm gonna get my lick back by doing a comedy special. What about that is pandering to white people? When does that become you're a coon? When does that become you hate black people? Y'all are fucking pathetic. Pathetic. If you looking at this man and calling him a coon simply because he chose not to hit this man on stage and chose to get his lick back by doing a Netflix special and getting a bag for it, you're retarded. Please. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's just a demographic of y'all out there. It's just like you just can't say anything to a black woman without being gay, without your masculinity being attacked, without being called a coon, without being called a molest. Like, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Why can't this just be a situation where I didn't want to cause a ruckus at work and mess up my bag, so I didn't. And then I had an opportunity to talk about it, so I collected the check. But no, it has to turn into protect black women, and you hate black women, and da da da. Now we bringing up shit from 2006 with good hair, and that like y'all are miserable, and you need a life. And that's just where the fuck we ending this. I ain't got shit else to fucking say.
Feel me,